ਅਵਤਾਰ ਸੂਰ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਅੱਜ ਦੇ ਸਾਊਥ ਏਸ਼ੀਅਨ ਵਿਜ਼ਨ ਟੀਵੀ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆਪ ਸਭ ਦਾ ਹਾਰਦਿਕ ਸਵਾਗਤ ਹੈ। ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਪਸੰਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ, ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਫੀਡਬੈਕ ਤੋਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜੋ ਵੀ ਕਮੀਆਂ ਹਨ ਉਹ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਪੁਆਇੰਟ ਆਊਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਚੰਗਾ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਜੇ ਕਮੀਆਂ ਸਾਡੀਆਂ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਦੱਸੇਗਾ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨਹੀਂ ਦੱਸੋਗੇ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਦੇਖਣ ਵਾਲੇ ਹੋ ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਉਸ ਨੂੰ ਇੰਪਰੂਵ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਾਂਗੇ ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਬਹੁਤ ਧੰਨਵਾਦ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਇਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਬਾਰੇ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਡਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਬੜੇ ਧਿਆਨ ਨਾਲ ਦੇਖਦੇ ਹੋ। ਜਿਸ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸਾਰੇ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਹੀ ਹੋ ਕਿ ਮਿਊਨਿਸਪਲ ਇਲੈਕਸ਼ਨ ਹੁਣ ਆ ਰਹੇ ਹਨ ਅਕਤੂਬਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਤੇ ਇਸੇ ਸੰਦਰਭ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਅਸੀਂ ਡਿਫਰੈਂਟ ਕੈਂਡੀਡੇਟਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਇੰਟਰਵਿਊ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਅਤੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਇਸ ਅੱਜ ਦੀ ਇੰਟਰਵਿਊ ਹੈ ਸਕਾਟ ਚੈਪਮੈਨ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਜੋ ਕਿ ਮਿਸਿਸਾਗਾ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਐਜ਼ ਅ ਮੇਅਰ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਰੱਖ ਰਹੇ ਹਨ ਅਤੇ ਸਾਡੀ ਉਮੀਦ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਕੈਂਡੀਡੇਟਸ ਬਾਰੇ ਇਨਫੋਰਮੇਸ਼ਨ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਤੱਕ ਜਿੰਨੀ ਹੋ ਸਕਦੀ ਪਹੁੰਚਾ ਸਕੀਏ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਪਲੇਟਫਾਰਮ ਬਾਰੇ ਪਹੁੰਚਾ ਸਕੀਏ ਤਾਂ ਕਿ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਨੂੰ ਡਿਸਾਈਡ ਕਰ ਸਕੋ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਰਾਈਟ ਕੈਂਡੀਡੇਟ ਕੌਣ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਕਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਬੈਟਰ ਸਰਵਿਸ ਦੇ ਸਕਦਾ ਹੈ। So we'll take you to that interview which we did few weeks back when Scott Chapman came to our studios in Mississauga. Every candidate is new because Hazel McKillian, she is retiring this year after over 30 years of best service in Mississauga. So let's go to that interview, then we'll come back. Please don't go away. We have in our this episode Scott, who is running also for a mayor. Scott, welcome to our show.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, can you tell us a little bit about yourself to our viewers so that they will know that who are you and why you are running?
Well, I'm born and raised in Mississauga. Still live there today, obviously. I just, I've always had a passion for municipal politics.
Okay.
But living in Mississauga under Hazel, I realized there's not much chance for anybody else to really run.
Right.
And now that she is stepping down at the age of 93, I believe,
Right.
I'm afraid of Mississauga's future. I'm
Okay.
afraid of whose hands it's going to be in, and I feel that if I have the power and the responsibility, then I should at least try.
Okay, so you live in Mississauga, or how long you been living here, and what your personal background a little bit?
I'm 24 years old,
Uh-huh.
and I've lived in Mississauga my whole life.
Okay.
And went to high school at the Woodlands. I studied at comedy writing performance at Humber.
Okay.
And television broadcasting at Seneca.
Okay.
You know, typical degrees that a
Yeah.
politician has.
Okay. So have you been served in any kind of politics before?
No,
No,
not
this is the
before.
first time you're.
This is the first time.
This is the first time, and having experience in the Mississauga for running for the mayor.
Yeah, this is the first time in my foray into politics.
Okay. Before we go to your all the platforms, whatever you have it, why you think for running for the mayor? Because to going for the mayor, you need to know the city well. Why don't you want to run for the councillor before you go there?
Well, my ambition is to run for mayor,
Okay.
and that is my end goal. It's a dream of mine, and I figure, go for it. I can either, you know, as you're saying, start
Okay.
as a counselor or as a school board trustee at my age, and slowly work my way up through the years. But if you have an end goal, go for it.
Because as I understand that when Hazel became a first time mayor, she was about 50 years old.
Well, she was mayor of Streetsville before then too.
Yeah.
And she had very little political experience
That's
before
it,
she
yes.
became. She
Yeah.
was just a very accomplished
Yeah.
business
Because
leader.
it's all your platform, how you can run it. Doesn't matter whether you are in the politics or not. You can make a difference.
I feel because I'm out of politics, I see the world as the general population sees it, not as a politician sees it.
Okay, so you're basically want to run as you are a resident of Mississauga, and whatever problem you are facing, that's why you decided to run for the mayor.
Well, no,
in your age.
I've always wanted to be mayor. That's what.
Okay. Oh, I see.
It's a dream of mine.
Okay.
It's just what I wanted.
Okay. Now tell us, because Hazel have done so much for Mississauga, you want to run for the mayor. Why do you think that? Okay, I'm asking a different question. Sorry. Do you think that Hazel haven't done so many things which you are willing to do it?
Of course.
And
Like-
can you give us examples and what is your way out on that one? Those ones.
Sorry, what was that?
My question was that do you think Hazel haven't done so many things which you think you
Okay.
will be able to do it?
Like, just
And-
things I would do differently from Hazel.
Okay.
One of the, like, when we got the new city logo recently, we spent an awful lot of money, like I believe $200,000 for a new logo.
Okay.
That, there are alternate ways we could have gotten something very similar.
Uh-huh.
Like, for example, I think outside the box. Instead of paying some multinational company hundreds of thousands of dollars to do research into the city to learn about our people and all that, why not high school projects or grade school projects design the city logo,
Right.
and you will be graded. You have like and the city will go through them and see if there's anything that's applicable. It's how the United States found the American flag.
Right.
Cost us what, an employee to go through, a minimum wage employee to go through all the pictures and be like, okay, these ones are pretty good. We can work from here.
Okay.
Rather, so that's like,
So basically you are thinking that there are most of overspending in the city which can be avoided.
well, there's specific overspendings that there are alternate ways we can come to similar conclusions.
Okay. And any other issues you have it in your platform you want to resolve or whatever she haven't done it and you want to do it?
Well, one thing is public transportation is pretty good. Like, I take the bus in all of these GTA cities,
Right.
and Mississauga stands up there second to
Right.
Toronto,
Right.
just because Toronto has more frequency, more people.
Yes, right, yes.
We need to work with our neighboring cities with interconnectivity with the buses. Like, we need our transit commissions to work together, like Brampton Transit and My Way, to work with each other to come with meeting points and rearrange bus schedules to better connect people, because like Mississauga is an expensive city to live in.
Right.
So those people a lot of people who work in Mississauga can't afford to live in Mississauga. So they have, and if you can't afford to live in Mississauga, you probably can't afford a car too.
Right.
So like, people rely on going through different cities, different buses, different companies, and I feel they need to work closer
Yeah,
together.
since you're
with
talking
each
about
other.
the transit, I have asked the same question to a different candidate. What you think that if Peel Region Transit will become under one umbrella, so that like Toronto, what you think? It will good, it will work well, or what?
It depends who's in charge.
Okay.
Like, you really need a person who knows what they're doing and able to, because to combine the two transits, most likely, because Mississauga is larger,
Right.
Mississauga is going to be the basis you go off of.
Naturally.
So all of Brampton Transit would be changing because of that.
Yeah, right.
And it's just a lot of effort to go into.
No, if let's say in the you become a mayor and there is a chance to do it, how you will do it, and would you be agree to do it that
I would be hesitant to do it
Why?
because I know it would cost the city, both cities, a lot of money to get that working, running properly, and it could be done much cheaper as two individual corporations just working together.
No, it's not like that. Then they will have one controlled office and a transit for the riders. It will be only one ticket. They can ride it everywhere, and there will be more frequent.
Well,
buses
Brampton
will
and
be
Mississauga, you can transfer between them without paying any additional
there.
fares as it is.
No, but instead of changing the buses, because you have to change the buses somewhere, and it will run right from the Lakeshore to the Mayfield. What do you think?
With
That
the
will not will be easier for the riders if we had.
well,
if
the HLRT, the Huron Ontario LRT, that is going all the way to Shoppers World.
Right.
Like, that's going into the city of Brampton, but it's not going all the way
Yeah,
to the north
yeah,
part
yeah.
of Brampton.
Right.
Like, I just fear it could end very badly and end up costing the city
Okay.
hundreds of thousands of dollars when we could have avoided it.
Okay. So, what other issues you have in your platform you want to discuss here, so that our viewers will know about yourself, what you are fighting for, and what you will bring to them if you become a mayor tomorrow.
Well, one thing that I feel my platform differs from most other politicians, honesty. I
Okay.
plan on being completely 100% honest.
Okay.
Like, any person can call me or send me an email, and I will try to reply to them as quick as I possibly can.
So what do you mean by honesty? Transparency in the city hall or something different you would like to be do it?
Well, I find politicians like to hide behind like almost personas.
Okay.
Like they have their political face that they wear out in public, and then they are a different person at home, and different working. I plan to. I am who I am. I'm not gonna stand here and pretend to be something I'm not. I'm not gonna stand here and lie and talk about a topic I don't know about just to try to get votes and to sound appealing.
Okay.
Like I plan on running honestly. If I don't know something, I'm gonna say it.
Okay.
I'm gonna say I need to research it versus someone else who would probably be very vague and unspecific and hope that the next question is one they can answer better.
Okay. What else?
Just well, global warming right now. This is a major risk that we cannot control.
Yes.
We need to be better prepared for this. One thing I would do is have a natural disaster fund. So when the time comes when Mother Nature has us pinned against the wall, we have the funding ready to fight, or not fight, but try to resist against it versus going into debt and then begging on the province for money to try to pay for our...
No, that's not basically controlling that global warming is not a
But like
case of the federal government and provincial government instead of city, because city normally take care of the resident of the area, right?
But like with the ice storm, all the cities were lobbying the province for
Right.
like compensation for it. I would plan to like when a natural disaster funds, we have these funds laid out in our budget.
Okay.
So like we don't know what's going to happen, but if something happens, we have the money ready.
Okay. And right now, like you talk about the transparency just a while ago. Do you think that there should be a term, because after when anybody have a longer period of time in the politics and on one seat, don't you think that a politician become corrupted? Like Hazel they have done so many good things during her term, but in the last 3, 4, 5 years, she's trapping in a scam.
Yeah.
If the term is making her okay, and just like U.S., no more than 2 terms, anybody will stay on as a mayorship or as a councillor or something. That will not.
I don't like that idea.
Why?
It's better in the United States. Federal government is a lot different from our municipal governments.
Right.
But if somebody is good at their job and doing good for the people, why would you try to limit that? Like, there people are getting elected time after time after time. That's because
My question was that when you give extra power to the person staying on the seat, and they become greedy or become corrupted, like Hazel have done it. Would you want to say anything about that one? But whatever her scam was happening with her son about a real estate.
Have you ever worked at a company with a family? They get treated a little differently. It's a fact of life.
Right.
And she's supposed to remain impartial as a politician.
Right.
But it happens.
Yeah.
Like you can't control blood.
No, my question was still there, that if there is a limit of the term, that nobody can become third time mayor, so that they know that we have limited term, we have to do good, we don't have to become corrupted.
Well,
This is happening in the province, and the provincial level and the federal level too.
Oh yeah, just look at Quebec politics. That's
Yes.
little in the mafia's pocket over there.
Yeah. Because right now, and we have seen the news in almost every city that mayor is getting corrupted. In London happened, in Montreal happened, in Toronto some way, in Brampton is happening. Brampton has happened, and it happened in Mississauga too.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? It should happen or no?
Well, it's a good thing that we live in a democracy.
Yes.
Because if this does happen, as the people, we have the power to be like, well, I don't enjoy having a corrupt politician.
Right.
I'm not going to vote for them.
Right.
you gotta try to hope that most people are intelligent and are going to do the right thing in what they believe in. So like if there is an evil politician running, unless we have fraudulent elections,
Right.
they aren't necessarily going to get that term done.
Okay.
I don't think municipally, I don't think we need to set a limit, because I feel the people would decide. Like, just Rob Ford's an exception, but with most politicians, they have any sort of scandal, they almost step down immediately.
Yeah.
So I don't think limiting their terms really
Oh, I
have
see,
more of an
okay.
effect. Because like a politician can get corrupt in their first term and doesn't have to wait for the time to
Right.
start taking bribes from people.
Right. No. When they come for the third time, then it's become granted that without us nothing can be done.
Well, they could try to run on that, and it's up to their competition to try to convince people
Right.
otherwise.
Right.
That's how politics works.
Okay. So I heard recently that Hazel is trying to close that drive-throughs. You want to say something on that?
It's based in logic. It is a good idea. What it is we have idling laws in Mississauga to combat pollution, and with drive-throughs, you're
Right.
sitting in a parked car for an extended period of time with your car idling for
Right.
over the 3 minutes legal limit that's in
That's
Mississauga.
right, yeah.
So we're arguing like, well, that's not a good thing. We're spitting in the face of our own laws.
Right.
But this is Mississauga. This is the suburb city.
Yes.
Like pretty much every single complex you go to, there is a building with a drive-through.
Right.
I think that's too radical. People need their Timmies in the morning, and they don't want to get out of the car.
No. Before, I think before the drive-through come, people were also going for the coffee shops or in the banks before too. Right now, everything is getting drive-through, which is create pollution from the cars, autos.
Yes.
Plus, they are getting obesity because they have no movements in their body and they are sitting and taking everything. Are you agree with the Hazel whatever she's trying to do or not?
I'm pretty sure we're not going to get rid of any of the drive-throughs. It's a good idea, but I don't think it just affects.
So basically,
I'm against it.
You're against it.
I like the ideas behind it, but the actual feasibility of doing it, we would have, like McDonald's. This company has very expensive lawyers,
Yeah.
and if we go, you can't have drive-throughs anymore, they're gonna have something to say about that.
That's a part.
And
that's
why cost the city that money? I don't think it's worth it.
Oh, I see.
There are better steps we can take to combat pollution that are equally as radical, that won't that have more possibility of being successful.
So, and you want to say something else before we conclude our interview? We want to say any other issues before we conclude?
Just make sure you're listening, Mississauga. Pay attention to what every politician is saying, and try to find the truths in between all their lies.
Okay. Viewers, we were just talking to Scott Chapman, who is running for the Mississauga mayor, and we are here to bring you their ideas. You have to decide it, whom you like it, and who will work for you, not for himself or herself, whatever. Thank you very much. Thank you, Scott, for dropping by.
Thanks for having me.
And in the future, if you want to explore anything else, you're most welcome to our shows.
I may call you.
Yeah, we'll do your interview and we'll take it to your viewer, because they are the one who will decide what they want.
All I can do is talk. People have to make up their minds for themselves.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay. After the break, we welcome you back again. Hope you got some information from Scott Chapman about his candidacy for the Mississauga mayor. ਹੁਣ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਅਸੀਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਮਜ਼ਾਕੀਆ ਕਵਿਤਾ ਸੁਣਾਉਣ ਜਾ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ ਜੋ ਕਿ ਅਰਚਨਾ ਨੇ ਗਾਈ ਹੈ, ਜੋ ਕਿ ਅਮਰੀਕਾ ਦੀ ਰਹਿਣ ਵਾਲੀ ਹੈ ਤੇ ਇੱਕ ਪ੍ਰਾਈਵੇਟ ਫੰਕਸ਼ਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਉਸਨੇ ਇਹ ਕਵਿਤਾ ਪੇਸ਼ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੀਗੀ. ਸ਼ੀ ਇਜ਼ ਅ ਰਾਈਟਰ ਅਤੇ ਸਿੰਗਰ, ਅਤੇ ਇਸ ਕਵਿਤਾ ਨੂੰ ਬੜੇ ਧਿਆਨ ਨਾਲ ਸੁਣਿਓ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਇਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਬਹੁਤ ਹੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਦੀ ਲਾਈਫ ਬਾਰੇ ਦਰਸਾਇਆ ਗਿਆ ਹੈ. ਕਵਿਤਾ ਦਾ ਨਾਮ ਹੈਗਾ ਨੌਕਰੀ ਕੀ ਟੋਕਰੀ. उम्मीद है कि ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ पसंद आएगी।
मेरी कविता बहुत एकदम नई है, अभी लिखी है 2 दिन पहले, तो कुछ गलती हो जाए तो क्षमा कीजिएगा। नौकरी की टोकरी। करी करी नौकरी, करी करी नौकरी, नौकरी करी, करी करी नौकरी, नौकरी करी, मरी मरी मैं मरी जब भी नौकरी करी। दे के झूठे वादे, दे के झूठे वादे, हर जाई मुख मोड़ गई, कभी मैंने छोड़ा उसे कभी वो ही छोड़ गई। ऊंची ऊंची डिग्रियों का, ऊंची ऊंची डिग्रियों का क्या मैं अब अचार करूं? क्या बनेगा फ्यूचर मेरा, अब इस पे मैं विचार करूं। आई जो मैं पढ़ लिख के बीटेक MBA करके पहुंची अमेरिका, कितने नयन में सपने धर के। मेरा वो पहला इंटरव्यू, मेरा वो पहला इंटरव्यू, चक्रव्यूह की सोटी, बिना वर्क परमिट के मैं उल्टे पांव लौटी। मेरा अपराध घोर था, स्टेटस मेरा H4 था। जैसे तैसे वनवास मैंने 1 साल भोगा, आया जो ग्रीन कार्ड मैं झूमी अब कुछ होगा। मैंने किए सारे तब मिला एक स्टार्टअप, मैंने किए सारे तब मिला एक स्टार्टअप। मैंने कहा पैसे कम हैं, उसने कहा बस यही गम है, अगर तुम में दम है काम किए जाओ हम हैं। चलो इरादा नेक था, मेरा वो पहला ब्रेक था। मैंने की थी पूरी कोशिश, मैंने की थी पूरी कोशिश, दिन रात एक कर जारी, अब किस्मत को मैं क्या रोऊं जो पाँव हो गया भारी। मैंने की थी पूरी कोशिश, कसम से प्रॉमिस, मैंने की थी पूरी कोशिश, दिन रात एक कटारी, अब किस्मत को मैं क्या रोऊं जो पाँव हो गया भारी। फिर क्या था, फिर टूटी करियर की डोरी, बस गूंजी बच्चों की लोरी। दिन साल महीने गुजर गए, अब कोई करो उपाय, बच्चों के पालन के संग कौन नौकरी की जाए। सब R&D कर करके, सब रिसर्च किया, सब R&D कर करके ये बात समझ में आई, टीचर बनने में ही अब तो होशियारी है भाई। बच्चों के ही समझाना है, बच्चों के संग आना, 2 पैसे घर तो आएंगे, हमने खुद को ताना। लेकिन टीचर बनने को जो हुआ हमारा हाल, बच गए 12 क्रेडेंशियल में, लग गए पूरे 2 साल। फिर मिली नौकरी पक्की और चली समय की चक्की। जब हुए बड़े कुछ बच्चे हाय, सॉफ्टवेयर फिर हमें बुलाए। बस एक नौकरी के पीछे सब लगा दिया है दम, लो आउटसोर्स का दाना फिर ले आया है मातम। तंग आ गई अमेरिका में ABCD बनकर। ABCD हम सब जानते हैं, लेकिन ये नया रुख है। तंग आ गई मैं अमेरिका में ABCD बनकर, मैं ही आया, मैं ही पैरा, मैं ही कुक और ड्राइवर। तंग आ गई अमेरिका में ABCD बनकर, मैं ही आया, मैं ही पैरा, मैं ही कुक और ड्राइवर। उन लोगों, उन बहनों के लिए ये संदेश मेरे पास है, जिनके दिलों में भी परदेश की ही आस है। बहना जब आना इस ओर, तो माँ को या सासू माँ को ले आना। जब आना इस ओर, तो माँ या सासू माँ को ले आना। देखो बहना H4 पे कभी तुम मत आना। रखना तुम कंट्रोल अपने फैमिली के प्लानिंग पर। रखना तुम कंट्रोल अपने फैमिली के प्लानिंग पर, वरना पड़ेगा रोना तुमको फूट फूट के धर के सर। कविता नहीं, ये मेरे दिल की भड़ास है। ये कविता नहीं है, मेरे दिल की भड़ास है, लेकिन इन आंसुओं में भी कहीं छुपी एक आस है। मैं हूँ नारी हिंद की, मैं हूँ नारी हिंद की, और वक्त मेरा भी आएगा, जो निकल पड़ी मैं सर चढ़ के, तो विश्व दंग रह जाएगा। तुम गांठ बांध लो, तुम गांठ बांध लो, सारा जग मेरी वाणी दोहराएगा। जिस किलकारी ने रोका था अब वही हौसला बढ़ाएगा।
ਇਹ ਸੀ ਸਾਡਾ ਅੱਜ ਦਾ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ। ਉਮੀਦ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਸਾਡਾ ਅੱਜ ਦਾ ਇਹ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਵੀ ਪਸੰਦ ਆਇਆ ਹੋਵੇਗਾ। ਸਾਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੀ ਫੀਡਬੈਕ ਦੇਣਾ ਨਾ ਭੁੱਲਿਓ ਸਾਡੇ ਫੋਨ ਨੰਬਰ ਜਾਂ ਈਮੇਲ ਤੇ। ਵੀ ਵਿਲ ਵੇਟ ਫॉर ਯੂਰ ਫੀਡਬੈਕ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਉਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਹੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਨੂੰ ਵਧੀਆ ਬਣਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ। ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੀ ਦੇਖਣਾ ਚਾਹੁੰਦੇ ਹੋ ਤੇ ਕੀ ਦੇਖਣ ਦੇ ਚਾਹਵਾਨ ਹੋ, ਆਪਣੀ ਫੀਡਬੈਕ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਦਿਓ। ਅਗਲੇ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮ ਤੱਕ ਅਵਤਾਰ ਸੋਰ ਨੂੰ ਇੱਥੇ ਇਜਾਜ਼ਤ ਦਿਓ। ਸਤਿ ਸ੍ਰੀ ਅਕਾਲ।